Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 4, and today we're going to be using the Honda CBR 1000 RR RSP John McGuinness version. It's the brand new version. It's just literally been launched, yesterday, a couple of days ago, something as close to that. It's one of the 100th TT Start replicas, and I've got to say it's a stunning bike which has been crafted by our very own ace, SirChioXXIII. So thank you for the rapid response, Sergio, in making this video possible by creating the livery. Now, I did originally want to use the Southern 100 or Northwest 200 or even Ulster for this particular video, but I will not lie to you. Getting used to the PS5 controller and getting used to Ride 4 once again didn't allow me to make that video possible. I was just making too many mistakes, I was crashing. I need to spend a lot more time with this game until I get back to those sort of road circuits. So I decided to think outside the box and think the last time the Honda won a race in general was the PSP race, where Glenn Irwin won in round, well, at least where the final round was for PSP. So I thought, why not? I've been itching to play Brands Hatch ever since, and I've been itching to use the Fireblade ever since, so it's a great combination. So why not have a couple of laps in here today? And I'm still using the time trial for me to get back into things when it comes to Ride 4. I'm still using the PS5 controller, which is quite alien to me right now, but we're getting there. We are slowly getting there. Now, for these 2 laps, I left the game on semi-automatic transmission, and that was a mistake, because you're going to notice that I'm going to upshift and downshift too many times because I've mistimed it with when the game was going to do it. So I fixed that after these 2 laps, but we also need to change the tyres as well, because I'm still running a soft front medium rear, which I do actually use for the entire of the race. It's just that we really need to get a fresh tyre on for the time trial, should I say, as we get a big wheelie coming out of Surtees. They're not ideal, far from it actually, as we now trail behind the Ghost a massive mile or 2. But as I say, we'll finish this lap, we'll get some fresh tyres in, we'll also change the transmission to manual, so we should be running manual transmission for Ride 4 from future videos from now on. I managed to move the upshift, which I usually have at triangle, across to L1. I find that's not a bad combination. I use the same thing for GP bikes, so it seems absolutely fine, but I very rarely play GP bikes, as you guys know. But coming out of Stirling's, then we are not going to improve the lap time here. I don't know what lap time I really need to be aiming for, so I haven't gone into this one with a particular lap time in mind. I'm just going to keep on putting laps in until I feel pretty confident with the bike and the game again. So across the line, let's change the tyres, get fresh soft front and medium rear in, and then we can start pushing forward and hopefully improve from what we've done already with the 121.6. So as far as Ride 4 goes, the balancing act of learning the braking markers, the feeling of the bikes, the rear brake of course being a big one, as you noticed probably the slide into Druids a moment ago. The idea that what you've been learning on Superbike 22 and MotoGP 22 is not helpful here in Ride 4. It's like changing your riding style or completely changing how you play the game. It's a strange one. It's not something I'm going to shy against. I do want to continue to push and try and make more Ride 4 content because, well, judging by the video I did the other day, it seemed like you guys really enjoyed Ride 4. I think we had 1,000 views in the same day, so that is pretty epic. So I cannot not do a video on this game. You know, you guys enjoy it. I prefer Superbike and MotoGP, I really do. I've kind of moved on from Ride 4, but if you guys want to see Ride 4, then I'm going to have to suck it up and start to learn these bikes again and start to learn the tracks. Now, unfortunately, I won't be doing a live stream for a couple of weeks now. I'll be going to NEC in Birmingham, of course, as mentioned many times before. I'll mention it again. Going there to be part of the Motorcycle Live with BMW. I'm going to be promoting Ride 4 and hopefully teaching you players how to play. Seems ironic since I'm quite frankly suck at the moment, but I'm sure the more I play this game, the better I'll get back at it. So once I refresh myself and get back in the thick of things, I'm pretty confident I can still be very competitive in Ride 4. But as I mentioned, unfortunately the live streams will take a bit of a step back. I do plan on doing a live stream on Sunday, but I won't be able to play anything. I'll probably just be a bit of a chinwag and a catch up from my experiences at Motorcycle Live. But for now, we're going to continue to push. I do see that we are getting closer to the 121 flats. Unfortunately, this lap time, as you see there, is absolutely no good, since it's been invalidated for coming out of Surtees. And one thing to mention I guess it's many things to mention, but I might as well mention it again if I haven't done already. And that is the weight of the bikes. The weight of the bikes for this game feels significantly different to Superbike and MotoGP. It is simply what you're used to. I know people are saying that they hate MotoGP and Superbike because the bikes are so heavy, they planted, they're like on rails. Where I've gotten so used to that now that playing Ride 4 seems really arcade-like. The bike flies all over the track. You bring on the power and the bike's just bouncing all over the place in a quite unrealistic fashion. But I think the more I play it, the more I get back to it, and that feeling and sensation, those sort of comparisons and queries will be a thing of the past. I think my biggest mistake was probably moving on from this game completely and not sort of keeping it somewhat in the mind for future videos. But for now, it doesn't really matter. As long as you guys enjoy the content, I'm sure I can still get back to my old ways. But enough about that for now. We need to start looking at these lap times and start commentating on the time trial itself. So coming out of SirChioXXIII, quick upshift into third gear. I'm going to go up to the gears as well, now fourth into fifth, and probably just reach sixth and then get back down the downshifting into turn 5 for the Hawthorne bend. You can see we're neck and neck with the Ghost behind us. Usually I turn that off, but I actually forgot to do so today, and since I already done 1 or 2 laps, I thought I might as well leave the continuity. But look at the soft front tyre getting extremely hot in some of these corners. I'm trying to push a lot more now and not fear the front brake. The front brake in the other games you have to be very careful with, but of course in Ride 4 you can be quite aggressive, and being aggressive, as you can see there, is sending the front tyre into a frenzy, hence the reason why it's so damn hot. So what we're going to do is get across the line, and hopefully this is a decent lap, and I'm also going to get a fresh soft tyre in so we can be competitive for the next couple of laps. So we are up to a 122.267, and you know my theory, you know my ethos. You cannot be that close to the next increment of second without pushing a little bit more to see if you can get there. So if a 120 beckons us, we're going to find it. I know my fastest lap here is the 119 something with the BMW M1000 double R, but we're not on the BMW right now, we're on the Honda, and I don't want to compare motorcycles right now, so I'm going to focus on what the best time we can do with the Fireblade SP as we go across the track there. Not ideal, should have moved in a little bit early. I guess I felt like I had more room there on the circuit, but clearly it didn't seem to work out. But into Hawthorne Bend we'll go, a little bit deep for the AI, or excuse me, the former rider there, which is me, of course, the Ghost, as we now go into the Westfield Bend. A bit of a mess, paying too much attention to the Ghost. That's why I usually turn it off. Having the Ghost there is just a big sort of distraction. It's very off-putting. I'm not a fan of it, but I know you guys like it, so I'm happy to leave it on for you guys. But coming up now to the final lap of today's time trial, I need to get this done. So the pressure's on. Pressure is on now. I need to crack on. I've got other things to do. I need to try and get some videos done for next week, because there'll be no way I can record fresh videos in Birmingham. Can't take my microphone and all my equipment, can I? So I guess we'll have to try and figure out something for next week. But for now, hard on the brakes we'll go into Druids for turn 2. Much better entry this time around, not going too wide. Ooh, very eager on the power there, just a bit twitchy with the dual sense right trigger. Good start going into the Graham Hill Bend, up by 2.5 tenths of a second, keeping an eye out to the braking markers to the right there, trying to brake at the very last one as we downshift into first. 200 miles completed on the Honda. Is it going to be the 202nd or 3rd? And we get into the 120s for here in Brands Hatch on Ride 4. But braking firm now for the right hand side for the turn, for the 5th turn here in turn 5 at Hawthorne Bend. We're going to charge into the right hand side with aggression into the Westfield Bend, and then we're going to launch it, or at least continue to lean across and then launch it that little bit further for the right hand side. A bit of a mistake going into Sheens. Oh, slightly early on the acceleration as well. Did actually improve the, or at least should I say increase the traction control, and also the anti-wheelie is still at 1, so using a lot more electronics than I used to do with this particular controller. But coming out of the final corner where Ryan Vickers crashed this season, I watched him crash there actually, as a matter of fact, so I stood there with the BMW team, but across the line we'll go. We did get into the 120s, and that is, for me, a victory. I'm happy with that. We're improving. Look at their time there. We were, what, 1.1, 1.2 seconds behind, and then we managed to improve all the way up to a 120. So guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I do hope you enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi! Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now, with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.